How many times do people ask you about your childhood and you can't really remember anything? Or the things you do remember, they're the uncomfortable memories, so you don't really want to be dredging those up, right? This happens to a lot of us, especially if we grew up in a background where we had to grow up really fast, or we were in unsafe spaces, so we sort of shut ourselves off from fully expressing ourselves. These moments cause a shattering with ourselves and our inner child. And so what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna help reconnect with that inner child. I'm going to show you a couple different creative expression exercises that you can utilize to reconnect with that sense of yourself. That will allow you to feel more loved, more whole, and begin to give you a new perspective through which you can live and see your entire life. This is going to be a very transformative session. Stick to the very end and you're going to learn how to bring it all together so you can integrate this creative project into your being and begin to shift the way that you live the rest of your life.
Water, earth, fire, air.
Welcome to this video where we're going to be talking about the inner child, and I'm going to show you creative expression exercises that you can use to help you reconnect with that younger sense of yourself and help integrate that into your current being and watch how it shifts the way you perceive and behave in the world. My name is Sifu Devonte Love, the queer avatar, and I help queer folks and people of color find that sense of inner peace and calmness within ourselves, utilizing spiritual practices that are actually made with us in mind. Now, I'm just going to say, it's difficult in this world to be a person of color, to be a queer person, because oftentimes our desires are told that they're wrong. Oftentimes the way we have to police our own ways of being. We have to shift how we speak in a certain space, and there's so much adjustments that we have to make just to exist comfortably in society. And as we do these certain things, we're starting to, I call it smoothing our edges. We're not allowing ourselves to fully express ourselves, and we're getting further and further away from that inner child, that unconditioned, soulful version of ourselves. So I really want to take this video to reclaim that connection to who we know we are, that version of ourselves, that truly authentic, genuine version of ourselves that's not being compiled onto by what society says we need to do or what we should be doing. And in order to undo that, to remove all that conditioning, we're going to utilize some creative expression exercises. So, a couple things to note. Creative expression exercises, there's no one way to do them. That's kind of the purpose, right? If we're connecting with some unique part of ourselves, there's not one perfect, proper way to do it. You're going to adjust this and make this your own. What I'm going to give you is a framework for you to then utilize. And utilizing that framework, you'll find something that works specifically for you. So, the keys for the creative exercises, there's two parts to it. One is connecting the past, and two is looking at the present. And then we're going to take these two things and we're going to blend them together in one activity. So, the way we connect to the past, you're going to need one of two things. So one is pictures of yourself as a child or in your youth. So I know some people have those stored away in some box somewhere, maybe at your family's house you've got that, and maybe you don't have that. Maybe looking at childhood pictures is actually very uncomfortable for you, which is very real. So instead of that, what you can do, the second option, is to find music that brings you back. You know that song, you're like, oh, that takes me back, with, oh, that reminds me of childhood, or that theme song to your favorite TV show that you used to watch, right? So you can create like a mini playlist with those pieces of music. So the first thing that you need for this, the connecting to the past element, is either pictures from yourself as a child, so way back then kind of pictures, or music that brings you back in time. So pick one of those two things as your medium for which you're going to use to connect to the past. I'll give you a second. Cool, got it? So we have the connecting to the past. And now we're acting in the future. So this is the second part. So you have three potential ways to go about this. The first way is to utilize words. So this is, if you're someone who likes to write, this is going to be a great exercise for you. And so what you're going to do is you're going to look at your creative medium, the pictures or the music. You're going to engage with it. So listen to the music or just go through the pictures and write down about 10 to 15 words, not sentences, just words that come to you as you're looking at these pictures or listening to this music. Once you have these words, just put these words in a single list. And then after you have this list together, then you're going to go through and you're going to write something. So you're going to create a short story, going to create a poem, going to create jokes or something. So write something utilizing these words. Put these words together in some sort of form. Okay? And as you're doing this, don't judge yourself. You're putting together random words and you're finding some interesting way to put it together. That's all you're doing for now. Okay? So that's one. So if you're a words person, that's going to be your exercise. The second exercise is related to movement. So if you're a dancer, if you're just someone who's really comfortable being in your body, you're going to use movement. And so you'll take those same creative means, so either the pictures or the music, and you're going to start to create movements. And instead of flowing the movements together at first, what you're going to do is you're going to look at these pictures or listen to the songs and create poses. So you might hear a song, you'd be like, oh, this pose. Or you might look at your picture and say, oh, I'm going to replicate this pose. And so what you're going to do is you're going to create 10 different poses. So this is a pose, this is a pose, this is a pose, whatever your poses are. And then memorize those poses. And same thing with the writing exercise, you're going to string them all together in some creative way, right? So you're finding 10 different poses and then you're going to dance through those poses. Maybe you repeat them, maybe you change levels, maybe you inverse them. You create a little dance utilizing these 10 different poses. Again, don't judge yourself, just kind of go with the flow and see what feels good, how to seamlessly move between these different poses that you have. Okay, so the first option is words and writing. The second option is with dance and movement. The third option is more for the visual learner. So this is a pictorial thing. So what you're going to do is utilizing that creative medium, those pictures or the music that you have, and you're just going to take a pen, preferably something with color, and you're just going to doodle. Just draw some random shapes, some random doodles. Just give yourself a couple minutes to engage with the music, to look at the pictures, and just draw little tiny symbols, little tiny doodles. Don't make them super advanced and intricate, but just make tiny little scribbles, And again, let's stick with the number 10. So we're doing 10 little scribbles and doodles here and there. Once you have that, what you can do is you can cut out these little doodles, and then you have these little pieces of paper with these little doodles and drawings, right? Then you rearrange them. So you move them around, and you create a new image utilizing these 10 different little tiny things that you have, okay? So that is the creative expression exercise. You see how that is? So either you're taking 10 words and you're stringing it along together to create some sort of text. You're taking 10 poses and then you're stringing them along to create a dance, a movement series. Or you're taking 10 little scribbles, 10 doodles, and then you're moving them around to create a portrait, an image. So the final step is to look at it. You look back at it, and then instead of judging it and saying, what is this? What did I create? You ask yourself the question, what is amazing about this? What is amazing about this? What is amazing about this? And that's it. Just what is amazing about this? And then once you have that, maybe record that answer. Maybe you want to write it down. Maybe you want to give yourself a voice recording of it. Somehow record this piece of information. And the goal for that is once you have that recorded, you're going to replay it over and over and over. So if you wrote it down on a sticky note, which is my favorite way to do this, write down that answer to the question on a sticky note, put it somewhere and look over it every single day for the next week or so. If it's a voice memo, replay it to yourself every morning, every night, or something like that. Give yourself this sort of affirmation through this sort of creative exercise, this creative project that you've created. And that's it. So I want to keep this very simple because there's ways that we can then counsel through that particular product that you've created, but I want to just leave the product as it is. So you have this product now, this dance piece, this text narrative, this image. So you have this. You can of course go back to it. You can continue to do this exercise. You can do it more and more and more. You can change the music. You can change the pictures. You can mix together music and pictures. Whatever you'd like. You can keep doing this. But the purpose is to create this. And as you're creating it, you're reconnecting with your inner child. You're creating this bridge between your present self now and what your inner child was sort of feeling or experiencing or connecting with. And that's going to allow you to begin to connect. It's going to shift your entire perspective of how you see yourself and how you see the world. And it's really going to induce a lot of self-love, because when you look back at that work that you've created and you imbue it with this loving eye of what is amazing about this, what is unique about this, you're reaffirming those aspects back to yourself, and it's allowing you to begin to heal some of the shatterment that you might have experienced in the past. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know how your exercises went, because these evolve over time. I've done this many times, and it's a fun way to reconnect with your old self. So let me know how it goes. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe so you're ready for this next video that comes out within this universe. Thank you so much for tuning in to Healing Kung Fu, and I will see you soon.